Hey, what's up guys, Chris here, and I wanted to make a quick video on how to beat the Warmech raid really easily. I didn't see any good videos from anyone else that showed how to beat this raid easily, but I found a strategy that lets you beat it up to about level 40 to 45 in a single try, and then up to about level 70 to 75 in no more than 2 tries, and then up from 75 to 80, maybe it'll take you 3 tries just depending on the units that you have. The best things about this strategy here is that you don't need to ask others for help, so you can do this all on your own. You can solo the raid and get by it really easily, and you can get that +4 armor of light even if you don't have good units. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and let's jump right into this. So you'll see I've spawned a level 55 death machine here, a Warmech. I hate calling it death machine because it was Warmech in Final Fantasy 1, but I have a level 55. The start of the day I started at level 12, so I've gone from 12 to 55 in one day, and I think it was about level 42 I had to use a refresh to start beating this, and then on my casual count I'm at like level 67, and this strategy has held up pretty well, and I haven't had any issues. So let's jump right into this raid and we'll show you how this is done. The first thing you're going to want to do is when you spawn your own raid, when you go challenge here, you're going to do this 2-player challenge, and this is because we're going to run a duo in here, and you're going to see how this strategy works with 2 units and 2 units alone. If you do it with 1 unit, it won't work. If you do it with 4 units, actually it messes up the AI somehow and the strategy changes. So we're going to do 2 players here. This will let you run a duo of units into this raid. So moving on here, and so here's the important thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the setup of what you want your units here. Your first slot is going to want to be occupied by a tank unit. So you see I have a level 99 Engelbert. The best units that are going to be used for here will be Engelbert, Warrior of Light, Rain are going to be your 3 best units. And then if you don't have any of those 3, which a lot of people don't, you can always run Mont in this. And if you don't have Mont, well, sorry, I can't help you guys. I've been trying to tell you everyone should have a level 99 Mont by now, especially if you don't have a UR tank. But you're going to ideally want a slash tank here. If you don't have any of those units I mentioned, you can run like your tankiest unit. Like you could run Yerma here, you could run Orlando, anybody who can slash and take a lot of damage, because this is going to be taking the brunt of your damage. So you see I'm running Engelbert with a Vow of Love card. So whoever it is, throw Vow of Love on them. In your second slot here is where you're going to want your DPS unit. And it doesn't matter how squishy your DPS unit is, because they're not going to take any damage in this raid whatsoever. And that's one of the major problems with this raid, is that usually the Warmech will use nuke or another ability and nuke your DPS units. Our DPS unit will be taking any damage here. So you could use Yerma, you can use Stern, Venera, Kitone, Ramza is really good. So basically any ultra rare slashing unit. And you can also use an ultra rare magic unit, because Warmech is weak to magic as well. On my casual count, I've been running Mont and Medina, and that works actually just as well as Mont and Ramza, or not quite as well, but pretty darn close. So if you don't have any good slash units, throw a mage in that second slot. Now, the only other requirement to do this is that you want your second unit, your DPS unit, to be absolutely as fast as possible. So you're going to see I have Lucia's TMR on here for extra agility, and I'm using Secret Orders. So if you don't have Secret Orders, you can use the Cactuar card or the Final Fantasy Tactics card. Use an Esper that gives you the most agility as possible. So you just want this unit to be as fast as possible, because we need this unit to act before Warmech. All right, this is it. We're running these 2 units, and we're going to show you how this actually works when we jump into the raid. Okay, now that this is loading up, I actually left auto battle on the first time I recorded this, so don't do that. Make sure you take auto battle off. So this is actually level 56 raid, but that's okay. The strategy doesn't change here at all. The most important move is right here. It's going to be your first turn, and it's going to be your DPS unit. This is why we gave them all the speed, okay? We're going to move to a very specific space. We're going to want to move here. If it lets me move. Down 1. Right there. So you're going to see right next to this pillar here. Make sure you move to this space. If you move here, there's going to be a few things that you're going to notice with the Warmech AI. And the first thing is that it kind of messes up the AI when you move to this space with your DPS. Warmech's going to hit my tank unit here. And then with my tank unit's going to go next, I'm going to run up right next to him. And we're just going to hit him here. I'll go ahead and use Blade Bash. It doesn't really matter what abilities you use. This is the great thing about this strategy. So I'm going to go in here. I'll use Blade Bash. So now the thing you're going to notice is Warmech is going to stay in the same spot this entire fight. That's advantage number one to this strategy, is Warmech's not going to move anywhere, so I don't have to chase him around or do anything. Advantage number two is that we don't have to move to hit him, so we can just stay in the same place and keep hitting him. This saves us a little bit of CT and sometimes gives you a little more damage from chaining. The third advantage, which you're going to notice that is huge, is that Warmech's AoE abilities aren't going to be big enough to hit both sides of him, and because he's not moving, he's just going to keep hitting my tank unit. So this is why you just need a unit that can take a beating on that side, and the damage is nice that Engelbert can put out, but as long as you keep your tank unit there, he's going to keep hitting that tank unit. So I'll just keep attacking with Yerma here. You'll see my Yerma's not doing that much damage. It's only about 13 to 1500 damage. And the skeletons are going to move in now, and don't worry about the skeletons at all. We're not going to touch them on any level. The only thing they're going to do is sit here and blind you over and over again, and that's not going to be significant whatsoever. We don't need to worry about that. Your attack should be high enough accuracy that you should be able to hit, because you're always going to have a side attack. That's the other great thing. It's either going to be a side attack or a back attack on every single attack of this strategy. You're going to see Warmech still not moving. Now, depending on what your DPS is, make sure that you're using abilities that are going to help you do more damage. So if you have Venera or Landu, use the Armor Cleaver or Armor Crush. You saw that I used Trinity Break to slow down Warmech a little bit with Yerma. So whatever unit you're using, make sure you use something that's like a good debuff and damage ability. And basically that's it. Warmech's just going to stay here and keep beating on the tank unit, and we're just going to keep attacking him using abilities. So this strategy I've found is pretty foolproof. On my casual account, I've ran through a few times with different units. I've tried Medina, I've tried Whisper, I've tried Ramza as the tank unit. I've been using Mont. I even ran Whisper as the tank and then ran Ramza as the attacker. And no matter what I did, nothing seemed to affect the AI. Nothing changed. I mean, the AI did the same thing every single time. Warmech stayed in the same place. You can just sit here and beat on him, and you have no issues beating this in 2 attempts at pretty much any level. And we're just going to keep attacking him. As you see, Yerma's Limit Break is great, by the way, if you guys don't know about that. Unit attack resistance down. It's pretty much anything that's single target. So as you're going to see, I've already got him close to half health here, and I still have 10 actions left, so we'll just use Blade Bash. Again, ignore the skeletons. They're not going to do anything to you. Blind, that's okay. Blind's missing, that's nice. The only thing that matters with that blind is if the blind lands, all of a sudden the skeletons will start attacking the unit they're next to. So again, Warmech just attacks the tank. Our DPS has still not been touched. So Yerma is just going to keep beating on him. We'll use Trinity Break again. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much it. There's not much else to do here. As long as you move to that specific space with your DPS, it does something to the Warmech AI to where he doesn't want to move around. You don't have to chase him around the arena, number one, and he isn't going to hit multiple of your own units with his AoE attacks. And this is the other thing, is why we only bring in 2 characters. If you bring in more than 2 characters, it does something to his AI where he'll either run around or chase those characters around the arena or try to land his AoEs. I've just found that it's a lot more unpredictable. I could not get this to work running more than 2 units. So we'll keep just hitting him here. So when I run this on my casual account, I'm running Mont as the tank, as I said before. And I think I'm up right around the mid 60s. And it's getting right to the point where Mont is getting really close to dying or dying right at the end of the fight. And so even Mont is sturdy enough to take enough damage from Warmech here. Oh, we stunned him. That's nice. All right, Yerma's going to attack again. And look at this, guys. Started with 78,000. We're already down to 22,000. This is an easy 2 try clear here. We'll use Trinity Break again. So yeah, there's not much else to say here. Just going to clean it up. So the great thing, the reason I wanted to get this strategy out and why I'm releasing it in the middle of the night was because you get 5 orbs per day. You also get 3 refreshes per day, which means you get 20 total raid tries per day. That means that you should be able to level up 20 times per day. So Saturday 20, Sunday 20, Monday 20. That's plenty of time to complete this entire raid with no issues, just using the orb refreshes. Now, the annoying thing is, you guys know how I feel about raids. The raids are pretty boring in this game because you're doing the same thing over and over again, which you're going to be doing here, but at least with this, we don't have to worry about bringing in other people and getting ideal units and kicking and rooting people or trying to find groups that are going to bring the right characters. You can do this all by yourself with 2 units that aren't even that good. So you're going to see we failed, but we're easily going to do this in 2 attempts, and that's at level 56. So we brought him down to, I think, probably under 20,000, right? Let's check that when it loads up here. So yeah, level 56, you see the damage here. We did right around 63,000, so easily in 2 clears. And like I said, my casual account, I've been easily clearing this well up into the levels of 60s. I'm pretty sure with this team, I can easily get into 70, 75 in 2 attempts. So yeah, anyway, guys, I hope this helps you guys beat this raid. Hope it helps everybody get their hands on that +4 Armor of Light pretty easily. This is not as hard as that it seems. But the other thing is, it does take a lot of time to do. So I know you do have to spend a lot of time. I spent a couple hours today actually just doing this raid to go from 12 to 55, 56. So anyway, guys, hope this helps. Get that +4 Armor of Light, and we'll catch you next time.